Welcome back to the channel JF Coin. Today we've got a crazy coin story you're going to want to stick around for because we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating yet overlooked coins in US history, the 1987 D Ultra Lincoln Penny. This 1-cent coin might seem super common at first glance. After all, pennies are everywhere. But you won't believe how high some of these can sell for. We're talking about values like $4.42, $1,000, even claims of coins selling for hundreds of thousands or millions. Astonished face if you've ever found an old penny in your pocket change and wondered if it's worth more than 1 cent, this video is for you. Scroll Part 1, Coin History and Background. First, let's go back to 1987. The United States Mint was producing billions of pennies in that year, and most of them look exactly the same. A tiny 1-cent coin with Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. This design was used from 1959 until 2008. U.S. Coins Guide. The Lincoln Penny was originally introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. It's been beloved by collectors and everyday people alike for over a century. By 1987, the penny was not made of mostly copper anymore. It had already switched to a zinc core with a thin copper plating, making it incredibly common and inexpensive to produce. Usaconbook.com. In that year alone, the Denver Mint produced nearly 4.88 billion of these pennies. That's a huge number. Cointrackers.com. So with such massive production, most people assume they're worthless. But not all are equal. Fire Part 2, Why Some Are Worth a Lot More Than 1 Cent. Now this is the exciting part. Why would an ordinary 1987 D Lincoln penny be worth more than 1 cent? The short answer is condition, rarity, and errors. Most 1987 D pennies you find in circulation are only worth face value, literally just 1 cent. But if you find a coin that is in exceptionally high condition, for example a perfect uncirculated coin, collectors will pay way more for it. Cointrackers.com +1. Here's a breakdown. Heavy checkmark circulated coins. 1 cent heavy checkmark uncirculated coins, often 10 cents to 30 cents or a few dollars. Heavy checkmark certified high-grade coins, $1.50, $200 plus. Heavy checkmark rare MS68 RD or better, hundreds to even $400 plus. Heavy checkmark records at auction, thousands of dollars. US Coins Guide +1. That's right. Imagine finding a penny worth hundreds in your pocket change. Smiling face with heart eyes. And if you've heard the number $442, that is a market value that some coin grading companies and collectors know well, a price associated with certain high-grade 1987 D Ultra Red examples. These are coins certified as nearly perfect by grading companies like PCGS or NGC, meaning they've been professionally evaluated and confirmed in extraordinary, premium condition. Gemstone, Part 3, What Makes a Coin Valuable? So what exactly makes a 1987 D penny valuable? Let's break it down. Magnifying glass tilted right. 1. Mint mark and mint location. 1987 D means it was minted in Denver, D, and Denver struck the most of any mint that year. Being common doesn't sound valuable, but it means that high-quality survivors are rare, because most have been worn down over time. Cointrackers.com 2. Condition, grading. Coins are graded by professionals on a scale from poor all the way up to MS70. That's perfect mint state. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. For example, in auctions, white medium star MS67 RD could be worth hundreds. White medium star MS68 RD could be worth $400 plus or more. White medium star MS69 RD or better can fetch thousands. And in rare cases, even six-figure prices on special errors. US Coins Guide +1. Sparkles. 3. Color and strike. Collectors love coins with original bright red color, RD, that rich coppery tone that hasn't faded with time. Coins that are RB, red-brown, or BN brown, are less valuable. TNPnews.com Firecracker 4. Error varieties. Here's where it gets really crazy. Some 1987 D pennies with major minting errors, like misstrikes, double dies, or die cracks, have been reported to bring insane prices, even claims of coins selling for 6 figures or more. Coin no plus one, for example, dramatic errors like missing or distorted letters, or huge die breaks around the word liberty, can make a coin extremely rare and highly sought after. Moneybag Part 4: Market and Auction Examples. Let's talk about real numbers so you know what the market actually looks like. Pushpin typical circulated 1987 D penny. Heavy check mark worth 1 cent. Pushpin uncirculated mint state copy. Heavy check mark worth 10 cent. $2 Pushpin high professional grade. Heavy check mark often $50. $300 plus. Pushpin rare high grade certified. Heavy check mark hundreds to over $400. Pushpin rarest error. Coins. Heavy check mark. Some examples have been reported selling for thousands and even more. US Coins Guide +2 rarest.org +2. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Wait, can a penny really sell for $10,000 or even $1 million? In the rarest of rare cases, yes, certain error coins with extreme mistakes and extremely low survival numbers can fetch astronomical prices, sometimes even in the hundreds of thousands or millions category. But those are exceptionally rare and not typical for most 1987 D pennies. Pennyverse.info. So while you shouldn't expect to find $1 million coin in your drawer, the fact that a coin that cost 1 cent in 1987 can be worth hundreds or thousands today is pure magic of the coin world. Collision. Package Part 5: Tips for collectors and finders. If you've got a stack of old pennies in your house, here's how to check if any might be valuable. Step 1. Look for mint mark. Check if it has a D under the year. That's Denver. Magnifying glass tilted right. Step 2. Examine color. Bright red equals higher collector interest. Camera with flash. Step 3. Compare to reference images. Google or coin books can help you spot unusual details. Chart increasing. Step 4. Consider professional grading. If you think you have an exceptional coin, send it to PCGS or NGC to get it officially graded. This often dramatically increases its value. Megaphone tip: if a coin has a really weird error, like missing letters or a misstrike, take photos and do your research online. Party popper, ending and call to action. So there you have it. A tiny little 1987 D Lincoln penny that you might overlook every day could be worth way more than 1 cent, sometimes hundreds of dollars or even more depending on condition and rarity. If you enjoyed this video and want more treasure hunts from history, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another coin story. And hey, if you've got a 1987 penny in your pocket right now, go check it closely. You might be holding a hidden treasure. Moneybag, drop a comment right now. Backhand index pointing right. Have you ever found a coin worth more than face value? Backhand index pointing right. What's the coolest coin you've ever discovered? Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. If you want, I can also turn this into a voiceover script with timestamps or add graphics ideas and thumbnail text to make your video even more click-worthy. Today we are diving into one of the most talked about modern US coins, the 2003 D Lincoln penny. You've probably seen videos online claiming this penny is mega valuable. Maybe someone told you it's worth hundreds of dollars, $442, maybe even rumors of crazy prices circulating all over the internet. But what's really true? And is that little coin in your pocket hiding treasure? High voltage, stick around. By the end of this video, you'll be able to tell exactly what makes this coin worth something, or nothing at all. Brain Chapter 1. What is the 2003 D Lincoln penny? First off, what are we talking about here? The Lincoln penny is the everyday 1-cent coin you see in pocket change. It's been produced since 1909, originally to honor President Abraham Lincoln on his 100th birthday, and it's the longest continuously produced coin design in U.S. history. United States. The 2003 D penny specifically was struck at the Denver Mint, which is why it has the tiny D mint mark right below the date on the front of the coin. UserCoinBook.com. In 2003, the U.S. Mint produced over 3.5 billion of these coins. That's a lot, so most people have seen or used hundreds of them without thinking twice. Wikipedia Scroll Chapter 2. Why there's so much buzz around this penny? Okay, so millions of these were made. Why do people online make it sound like it's worth hundreds of dollars? Here's what's going on. 1. Modern coins versus rare coins. Most 2003 pennies are extremely common. In fact, a circulated 2003D penny, something you find in your pocket change, is typically worth just its face value, 1 cent cointrackers.com if it's uncirculated, meaning it's never been used and shows nowhere. It can be worth a little more to collectors, but usually only a few dollars at most. Coin value checker. So right away you can see, most of these coins are not rare in the classic sense. 2. Condition matters more than age. Just because a coin is old doesn't necessarily mean it's valuable. Coin collectors look at something called grading, which measures how pristine a coin's details are. If you have a 2003D penny that's in mint condition with original red color and absolutely no marks, it might be worth $10, $20, maybe even a little more. But that $442 price you see floating around online? That only ever shows up maybe once in a while in very high-grade certified examples that someone claimed to have sold, and even then the numbers can vary widely. U.S. Coins Guide Magnifying Glass Tilt to Left Chapter 3, The Myth vs. Reality of the $442 value. Let's talk about that $442 figure specifically. Yes, some collectors online may claim a 2003D penny sold for several $100s. And yes, it can be possible if that coin was heavy checkmark certified by a major grading company, like PCGS or NGC, heavy checkmark graded at an extremely high level, like MS69 or MS70, heavy checkmark still showing its gorgeous original red color. In fact, rare auction records do show some 2003 pennies, uncirculated and graded near perfect, selling in the hundreds of dollars range, sometimes above $400 to $500. US Coins Guide +1. But here's the reality check. Backhand index pointing right. Those are exceptional cases. Backhand index pointing right, ones that most everyday collectors are unlikely to have in their pocket change. Backhand index pointing right, and they are usually coins that someone paid to grade and certify, which itself costs money and effort. So if you find a random 2003D penny on the sidewalk, it's almost certainly still worth 1 cent unless there's something special about it. Toolbox Chapter 4. What can make a penny valuable? Now let's get into what really can boost a coin's value, even for modern cents like this. Gemstone 1. Mint errors. Some coins are struck incorrectly. Maybe the die shifted, or something weird happened during minting. These errors can include missing mint mark, double striking, partially struck coins, broad strikes, or off-center errors. Some of these can make a coin worth tens, hundreds, or even more. For example, broad strike varieties of a 2003 penny have been known to sell for around $925 at auction if certified. Coin value checker. But these are rare and specific error coins. You won't find them just from casual circulation. Gemstone 2. High professional grades. Coins that have been certified MS69RD, almost perfect with original red color, sometimes sell for high prices. The highest recorded for some 2003 pennies is in the low hundreds. US Coins Guide again. That's because collectors pay premiums for near-perfect condition, not because the coin itself was exceptionally rare. Moneybag Chapter 5. So what is the truth? Let's summarize it in plain language. Sparkles. A normal 2003D Lincoln penny equals $0.01. Sparkles uncirculated or nice ungraded coin equals a couple dollars. Sparkles certified high-grade coin equals maybe $50 to $500 plus depending on condition and collector demand. Sparkles rare mint error versions equals possibly hundreds or thousands. But extremely rare. The $442 figure? That's something that might happen on a lucky day at auction. But it's not the standard value of every 2003D penny you find. Hammer and Wrench Chapter 6. How to check your own penny at home. Here's how you can see if your penny might be worth anything. Pushpin 1. Look at the mint mark. If there's a D under the date, it's a Denver issue. Pushpin 2. Check the condition. Is the coin shiny and red? Or dirty and worn? Pushpin 3. Look for errors, uneven edges, weird spots, doubled numbers? Pushpin 4. Consider grading. For real value, people often send coins to be graded by PCGS/NGC. Pushpin 5. Use a magnifying glass. Tiny details matter. Checker flag OUTRO. Final thoughts. So the next time someone tells you Hey, your penny is worth $442. You'll know exactly what to think. Light bulb. Most 2003D Lincoln pennies are common. Light bulb. Only a very select few sell for premium prices. Light bulb condition and rare errors are the real game changers. If you learned something today, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what coin you're checking in your drawer right now. Backhand index pointing down. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Would you like a video outline, thumbnail text ideas, or a short punchy version for shorts/reels too? Clapperboard collision, let me know. Today we're diving deep into the story of the 2012 Lincoln penny, a coin most people toss in their piggy bank without realizing its hidden value and incredible history. Whether you're a casual coin finder, a collector, or just curious, this video is going to blow your mind. Let's go. Rocket. Pushpin. Section 1. What is the 2012 Lincoln penny? The 2012 Lincoln penny is a modern U.S. 1-cent coin, part of the long-running Lincoln cent series that started back in 1909 with Abraham Lincoln's portrait. Wikipedia. Unlike older pennies made mostly of copper, by 2012 the penny was mostly zinc with a thin copper coating, which means it's common to find millions of them in circulation. Wikipedia. There were 3 main types from that year: heavy check mark, no mint mark; Philadelphia mint heavy check mark, D mint mark; Denver mint heavy check mark, S mint mark; San Francisco proof coins made for collectors. But here's the thing: while ordinary 2012 pennies are worth face value, 1 cent, certain examples can be really valuable. U.S. Coins Guide +1 Pushpin. Section 2. Basic value versus collectible value. Most everyday pennies from 2012 are worth exactly 1 cent. You could find them in pocket change in the bank, and they're still legal money. Cointrackers.com. But collectors are different. They hunt for perfect condition coins and error coins, and that's where the real money is. Money with wings, for example. Right arrow ordinary uncirculated 2012 pennies today might be worth 10 to 30 cents, even if they're shiny and new. U.S. Coins Guide. Right arrow proof coins from San Francisco, S mint mark, can be worth a few dollars to over $100 depending on condition. Coin-No Right arrow. A 2012 penny graded MS68 plus RD once sold for around $451.75 at auction. That's over 44,000 times its face value. Exploding Head. U.S. Coins Guide. So yes, a 2012 Lincoln penny can be worth hundreds of dollars, especially rare types. But it all depends on condition and type. U.S. Coins Guide Pushpin. Section 3. Rare varieties and errors that make pennies worth big cash. Now we're getting into the really exciting stuff: error coins. These are coins with strange mistakes that happen during minting, and collectors will pay big money for them. Backhand index pointing down. Fire 2012 double die pennies. These coins show noticeable doubling of the date or lettering, almost like the image was stamped twice slightly off-center. These can sell for tens or hundreds of dollars if the doubling is clear and strong. U.S. Coins Guide. Fire off-center strikes. Sometimes the coin isn't lined up perfectly when it's struck. If a significant part of the coin is off-center but still shows the date, these can fetch $100 plus at auction. U.S. Coins Guide. Fire rim cuts, broad strikes, die breaks, and more. These dramatic minting flaws, like metal bumps, cracked dies, or expanded edges, are extremely collectible, and examples have sold for hundreds to over $1,000 depending on look and condition. Coin value checkers. Some coins that look crazy unusual fetch over $1,000 to serious collectors because they're so unpredictable and rare. Coin value checker Pushpin. Section 4. Still true, most 2012 pennies are common. Now, I need to be honest with you, the vast majority of 2012 pennies are not worth hundreds of dollars. The typical Lincoln cent from this year found in change is still worth just 1 cent, or maybe a few cents if in really good condition. Cointrackers.com. But that's the magic of coin hunting. For every ordinary penny, there's the chance of finding something rare that's worth serious money. Collision Pushpin. Section 5. Why people love Lincoln pennies so much. Why are collectors obsessed with Lincoln pennies, even modern ones like 2012? Because, white medium star, they've been in production for over a century. Wikipedia white medium star unique minting errors make each find a surprise astonish face white medium star some pennies, even older ones, have sold for hundreds of thousands or more at auction. Even a 1943 bronze Lincoln penny once sold for well over $300,000. The Sun. So even though a 2012 penny might not be the rarest coin ever, it's part of a series with an incredible collector following, and there's always a chance you're holding something valuable. Gemstone Pushpin, Section 6. How to check your own pennies. Before you throw those pennies away, pushpin look for mint marks, DES or none. Pushpin check for doubling on the date or letters. Pushpin look for uneven design or off-center strike. Pushpin seek out coins with weird edge bumps, cuds, or cracks. Pushpin take your rare finds to a coin grading service, like PCGS or NGC. Even the experts use magnifying glasses and grading companies because detail matters. The more perfect the coin, the higher its value. Chart increasing direct hit. Conclusion. Call to action. So before next time you toss that penny on the table, light bulb stop. Light bulb look at the date and details. Light bulb, you could be holding a hidden treasure. Money bag. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2012 Lincoln penny, rare coin values, and hidden history, smash that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe for more coin mysteries and treasure hunts. Sparkles, if you want, I can also make you a second script for shorts/reels or a thumbnail/title pack for this video. Just say the word. Movie camera light bulb. Today we're diving deep into one of the most surprising modern penny stories that's buzzing collectors and coin lovers around the world, the 2015 D Ultra Lincoln penny. That's right, this 1-cent coin from the USA, a coin we all think is worthless, might actually be worth hundreds of dollars, even up to $442 or more. Face screaming in fear money bag. Stay tuned because we're breaking down why that is and how you might already have one in your pocket. Glowing star, INTRO, coin background and history. Let's rewind time to the year 2015. The United States Mint produced billions of Lincoln Shield pennies that year, coins that most people didn't think twice about. They were made at two main facilities, Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, with the famous D mint mark. The 2015 D penny you're hearing about is the Denver version, the one marked with AD right under the date. The Lincoln penny itself has a long legacy, first introduced in 1909 with Abraham Lincoln's portrait, and evolving through decades of designs until the shield reverse we see today. U.S. Coins Guide. Despite billions being minted, and most of them ending up in everyday pocket change, some of these 2015 DS have shocked the numismatic world, and that's exactly why collectors and everyday people like you need to pay attention. Light bulb, what is a normal 2015 D penny worth? Let's be honest, most of these pennies are not valuable at all. If you find a 2015 D penny that's been circulated, worn, scratched, or used as regular change, that coin is typically worth its face value, 1 cent, and nothing more. U.S. Coins Guide. Even uncirculated, collectible examples often only fetch 10 to 30 cents, or a few dollars at most if you sell them locally or online. U.S. Coins Guide +1. So, why all the hype about $442? Faced with open mouth fire, why some 2015 D pennies are worth hundreds, this is where it gets exciting. A tiny handful of 2015 D pennies have been professionally graded, meaning experts examine their surfaces and condition under magnification and assign them quality scores like MS67, MS68, etc. These are exceptionally perfect coins, the kind that has almost no marks, deep original color, and sharp detail. Coin Value Checker. One such example, graded by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, raked in around $350 to $442 or more at auction because the condition was so flawless and rare for a modern coin. U.S. Coins Guide +1. These coins are ultra rare because even slight scratches, fingerprints, or handling can knock down their grade, and that's why high-grade coins are worth so much more than everyday pennies. Collectors are literally paying hundreds for something that normally costs 1 cent, and that's how coin collecting gets truly fascinating. Gemstone Brain. What raises value? Condition and errors. There are a few key factors that make a modern penny worth serious money. Heavy checkmark, high professional grade, MS67/MS68 like this $442 coin, flawless condition with original red copper color. Coin value checker heavy check mark mint error varieties. Weird factory mistakes like off-center strikes, die cracks, or misaligned blanks. Some of these errors can make a 2015 D penny worth well over face value and even hundreds of dollars. Coin value checker heavy check mark unusual striking or flaws. Things like lamination errors or doubled dies can add collectible value that ordinary pennies don't have. Coin value checker now. Most of these errors are not worth thousands, but the rarer and more dramatic a mint mistake is, the higher the value could be. Coin collecting isn't just about old coins, even modern ones can surprise you. Chart increasing, what collectors are really paying in today's market. Let's talk real-world numbers. While most 2015 D pennies are common, top-grade examples in perfect condition have sold for hundreds at major auction houses, sometimes breaking the $400 mark. U.S. Coins Guide Plus won some coins from the Philadelphia Mint, like MS68 specimens, even have gone higher than typical Denver coins because of condition scarcity. Coin value checker this tells us that the coin's survival, quality, and grading are what really matter when it comes to value, not just the date or mint mark alone. And remember, these are coins that spent decades tucked away without being touched. How to spot a potentially valuable penny? Want to know what to look for? Magnifying glass tilted left, check the mint mark, D for Denver. Magnifying glass tilted left, look for color. Original red copper, RD, is more desirable than brown or faded. Magnifying glass tilted left, inspect for errors, off-centers, die cracks, missing elements, strange shapes. Coin value checker magnifying glass tilted left, get a professional opinion. Sending to a grading service like PCGS or NGC can make or break the value. It's amazing how a tiny detail, something you might never notice at first glance, can boost a 1-cent coin into a collector's dream piece. Globe showing Europe, Africa. Final thoughts. The penny's place in history. There's something special about pennies. Even modern ones like the 2015 D Lincoln Shield. They remind us of how money evolves, how condition impacts value, and how even everyday change can hold hidden treasure. From billions minted to a small handful worth hundreds, these pennies tell an unexpected story about scarcity and collector demand. U.S. Coins Guide. So before you dump your change jar into the bank, maybe take a moment, skim through those pennies, and just maybe you'll find one worth hundreds of dollars. Faced with monocle dollar banknote loudspeaker, call to action. If you have a 2015 D penny in good condition, comment below what you found. Magnifying glass tilted left, backhand index pointing down. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another coin treasure hunt. Bellhop Bell Gemstone. Thanks for watching and keep searching. Fortune might be hiding in your pocket change. Moneybag Sparkles. Would you like a thumbnail title and text idea for this video too? That can help your click-through rate skyrocket. Let me know.